computer, press the power button once. Wait a few seconds until the Windows sign-in screen appears. To familiarize ourselves with our computer, it's essential to know its external components. The main part includes the screen and keyboard, along with the touchpad for navigation. We mustn't forget the power button, usually located in a corner, and the side ports where we connect the charger and USB or HDMI devices. Finally, a physical mouse will allow us to work with greater precision. Identifying these elements is the first step to mastering the use of our computer. To operate the computer, we have two main options: the mouse and the touchpad. With the mouse, we use the left click to select, the right click to view options, and the scroll wheel to navigate the page. On the touchpad, simply slide a finger to move the pointer. As you can see, there are different designs, integrated into the keyboard or external, but they all work intuitively so you can control your computer with ease. The keyboard is organized into several sections according to their function. The main section is the alphanumeric keyboard, where we type letters and numbers. At the top, we have the function keys, and to the right, the numeric keypad for quick calculations. To navigate through documents, we use the cursor keys, while the Enter key confirms actions. Finally, we have special windows and application keys that offer very useful shortcuts. When the lock screen appears, click with the mouse or press any key. Type your password or PIN and press Enter. Windows will load your desktop. To shut down the computer, click the Start button, select the power icon, and then Shut Down. Wait until the screen turns off before unplugging the power cable or switching off the power strip. If a program freezes, you can restart the computer. Click Start, then the power icon, and select Restart, so Windows closes and starts again. On the desktop, you see the icons for your programs and files. At the bottom, you have the taskbar with the Start button, Open Programs, and the clock. Double-click an icon to open a program or folder. To open a program, click the Start button and then click its name. To close it, go to the top right corner of the window and click the X. If you leave your workstation, lock your session without shutting down the computer. Press the Windows +L keys or choose Lock from the user menu. This keeps your data protected. A folder is like a digital box where you keep related files together. On Windows, folders help you organize your 3D models, documents, and project resources. To create a new folder, right-click on an empty space, choose New, and then Folder. Type a clear name, for example, 3D Projects, and press Enter. Double-click a folder to open it and see its contents. Use the View options to switch between icons or list, depending on what's easier for you to read. To rename a file or folder, select it and press F2, or right-click and choose Rename. Use meaningful names so you can find them later. To move a file, click and drag it into the destination folder, then release the mouse. This helps keep your desktop clean and your 3D project files grouped in one place. To copy a file, right-click it and choose Copy. Go to the folder where you want another copy. Right-click again and choose Paste. Useful for backups or different versions. For better organization, create a basic folder structure. For example, 3D projects. And inside it, models. Textures. And print profiles. Save each file type in its folder to keep your workflow tidy. To delete a file, select it and press Delete. It goes to the recycle bin, where you can still restore it. Only empty the recycle bin when you're sure you don't need those files. A web browser is the program you use to visit websites. Common browsers are Chrome, Edge, or Firefox, and you use them to access online tools, tutorials, and platforms. To open your browser, double-click its icon on the desktop or click it on the taskbar. In a few seconds, the home page or a blank tab will appear. At the top, you see the address bar. click on it, type the website address, for example www.3additional.eu, and press Enter to go to that page. You can also search directly from the address bar. Type what you're looking for, like Basic 3D Printing Tutorial. Press Enter and choose one of the results. On a web page, click on links to open more information. Links are usually underlined or colored text, or buttons. Each click takes you to another page or section. If you want to return to the previous page, click the back arrow. To go again to the page you just left, click the forward arrow next to it. Browsers use tabs, so you can have several pages open at once. Click the plus sign to open a new tab, and click on each tab to switch between pages. Click the X on a tab to close it. For safety, check there is a padlock icon next to the web address on important sites. Avoid clicking suspicious pop-ups or downloads you don't recognize. Close the tab if something looks strange. To access the 3Additional Plus Learning platform, open your browser, type the platform address and press Enter. Then log in with your user account to start the course materials. To install the program, first go to the official website. In the address bar, type the site address and press Enter. Avoid unknown download pages to keep your computer safe. On the download page, choose the version for your operating system, for example, Download for Windows. Then click the Download button and wait until the file finishes downloading. Open your Downloads folder and find the installer file, usually ending in .exe. Double-click it and, if Windows asks for permission, click Yes to allow the installation to start. The installer will guide you step by step. Read the messages, accept the license if you agree, and keep the default options unless you know you need to change them. Then click Install and wait until the progress bar reaches 100%. When the installation is complete, click Finish. You can now open the program from the Start menu or from the new shortcut on your desktop and start using it. On the first run, follow any basic setup steps. Such as signing in or checking for updates. Keeping the software up to date improves security and stability. A 3D mouse is a special controller used in 3D design software. It lets you move, rotate, and zoom your model smoothly, using one hand, while the other hand works with the normal mouse. To use a 3D mouse, connect it to a free USB port on your computer. Wait a few seconds while Windows detects the new device. Some models may need you to install their driver or support software. With a 3D mouse, you gently push, pull, twist, or tilt the controller cap. The model moves in the same direction. You can zoom in and out, rotate around it, and pan the view without clicking on the screen. Some shortcuts are almost universal. Ctrl+Z to undo, Ctrl+S to save, and function keys or number keys to change views. Learning a few basic shortcuts can speed up your 3D design workflow a lot. To connect an external screen, plug the HDMI or DisplayPort cable from your computer to the monitor. Then switch on the monitor and make sure it is set to the correct input channel. In Windows, you can extend your desktop across two screens. Open Display Settings and choose Extend these displays. Now you can drag your 3D software to one screen and keep tools or documentation on the other. A comfortable 3D workspace uses both mice, the keyboard, and one or two screens. For example, use the normal mouse and keyboard to edit the model, the 3D mouse to navigate the view, and a second screen for reference files or slicer settings. Before installing any 3D software, check the system requirements. This is a small list that tells you what operating system, memory, and graphics your computer needs to run the program correctly. On the official website, look for a link or section called System Requirements or Technical Details. Always use the official page, not random download sites, to avoid outdated or unsafe information. Many 3D tools only support certain systems, like Windows 10 or 11. In Windows, open Settings and check your system information. Then compare it with what the software requires. 3D design and slicing tools can use a lot of memory. In the system information, look for Installed RAM. If the program needs 8 GB and you only have 4 GB, it may run very slowly or not run at all. Check that you have enough free disk space before installing. Open this PC and look at your main drive. If free space is very low, clean up or delete files before adding new 3D software. Some 3D applications need a dedicated graphics card. In your system information, look for the graphics section. If the software asks for dedicated graphics, but you only have basic integrated graphics, complex 3D models may feel slow. Most modern 3D and slicing tools are made for 64-bit systems only. Check if your Windows is 64-bit and make sure you download the correct installer. A 64-bit program will not run on a 32-bit system. Compare the list from the software website with the information about your computer. Operating system, RAM, free space, and graphics. If you meet or exceed the minimums, you're ready to install. If not, consider another version or upgrading your hardware. First, set your preferred language. Go to File greater than Preferences or Settings. Find the language option. Select your language and restart the program so changes take effect. Set measurement units to match your work. Choose millimeters for metric manufacturing or inches for imperial. This affects dimensions, tolerances, and export settings. Always enable autosave to protect your work. Set it to save every 5 to 10 minutes. If the program crashes or your computer freezes, you won't lose hours of design work. Organize your files by setting default save locations. Point the program to your 3D projects folder, so models, textures, and print profiles save automatically in the right place. Make the interface work for you. Drag panels to prioritize tools you use most. Dock palettes where they're easy to reach, and save your custom workspace layout. Download software and 3D models only from official developer websites or trusted repositories. Before downloading 3D models or fonts, they often include the viruses or modified unsafe files. Free doesn't always mean you can use it commercially. Look for CC0, public domain, or check attribution requirements. updated. New versions fix bugs, improve stability, and add features. Enable automatic updates
right-click
or
the
check
.exe
manually once a
file,
month for
go to
security
Properties,
patches.
and check Digital Signatures. If it's signed by the real developer, the file is authentic and hasn't been tampered with.
Before installing anything, 1. Official website. 2. HTTPS padlock. 3. Signed installer. 4. Read the license. Follow these 4 steps and you'll avoid 99% of software problems.